Hello and welcome back to Grim Survival. This video is going to be me installing my reverse osmosis system. It's the express water reverse osmosis system. This is a 5-filter system. There's a lot of upgrades and things you can get for this, but this is just the intro of the video. After the installation, I will walk you through the specs and a little bit of the shelf life of these filters, things like that. The link for the filter is in the description. Click there for the price and purchasing from Amazon if you are interested. I do recommend this filter system. It is working very well. It's been several days since I installed it, but it's working well. Alright, see you at the end of the video. Alright, here we are looking at the instructions. Basically, I got a freestanding tank. I got the filter system. Freestanding tank is going to feed back through here and come up through here into the faucet. That's going to be installed here. And forget the dirty sink, as I said earlier. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Next step was to turn the water off. It's still dripping a little bit, but it's off. Oh, well. I don't need that. So now I'm going to attempt to figure out where I'm hooking water lines. Red's going to come from the main water, so that's going to come from the cold water side. Do not hook this up to hot water. That will ruin your filter system, more than likely, according to what this says. So yeah, but I got my leak stop valve right here, and that's where it's going to feed in from the main water system to the filter system, and that's what I'm going to be working on next. So alright, next step is connecting the little 3-way adapter here to my cold water line, which is the blue one, obviously. I'm going to get you a view here, possibly. Maybe. Alright. Cold water line. I have a connector up here that you can kind of see. I'm thinking it should probably go there because that's just going to be the easiest spot. I probably can put it here on this valve, but I really just don't feel like that's going to be a thing that I want to do. This has a shut off on it, so it doesn't really need the redundancy. Now I have some pipe tape that it did come with. Right here. I may have to go grab a couple of tools, more than likely. But that is a plastic clip, so maybe some channel locks will probably do the job. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. It was finger tight. And yeah, there's a little residual water left in the line. I didn't bring a towel with me. I will go get one. Yeah. Drippy, drippy, drippy. I'll try to get a little more light under there. That's more than a little. Alright. That might be helpful. Brought the tool bag with, just because I'm unscrewing this one currently. I hope I was unscrewing. No, I actually was unscrewing the wrong one. I unscrewed the hot one, so must pay more attention. It's hot. This is cold. Finger tight again, just like the other one. It's already dripping out of there, just like the other one. Now let's hope this is going to fit on this, and I don't have to go figuring out where I'm going to get an adapter from. Oh yeah, this is going to screw right into it. I don't know how well you can see that right here. Yes. Drain. Yes, drain all over everything. Why not? That's how that works. Plumbing 101, you're going to get wet. That's just how that works. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of pipe tape on here just because it came with it. So if it came with it, it probably wants you to use it. It does have a rubber washer in there as well, but why not? Pipe taped it anyway. We're gonna double leak proof it. Hopefully, maybe. That sounds like something came loose from up top. Not good. Not good if it did. Okay, yeah, that's just that thing. It's screwed in there. I'll be checking for leaks from my sink now. When I'm done with this, always check for leaks after you complete plumbing work. Next thing is this. Even with the pipe tape that I probably didn't need. And that's how easy this is. I mean, I have not used a single tool as of yet. And that was really the purpose of this, to show you just how easy this is, that anybody can do this. All you need is a little bit of patience and the willingness to do it. Now this nifty little contraption is going to be a leak guard, according to my instructions. Leak guard. So we've installed this to our water. The water is intake from below, but it's gonna flow all the way up there anyway, so it's the same thing. It's coming from where the water's coming in. This does require at least 40 psi of water pressure, so I don't know what my water pressure is. I'm hoping so. The next thing I'm doing is installing this leak stop valve. That would be this. It's a leak stop valve. Judging from the screw hole, I'm assuming it wants me to mount it. It came with screws. I may mount it. First tool I'm going to use is going to be my multi-tool. And I'm going to use it to get this stupid little zip tie out of my way. I'm going to do this in a safe manner because, as you can see, this is a plastic hose. I really don't want to cut the plastic hose, so I'm going to use the little scissors on my multi-tool and get that done. Unwrapping the red cord. This is going to feed directly from the water intake to this little doohickey. According to this, it's just screw punches in there, I guess. Oh yeah, I pushed it in and it don't want to come back out. Oh, it'll go a little farther too. I pushed it in and it doesn't come back out. Interesting. It looks like it has some little, I don't know if you can see it in there, but it has some little teeth in there that's grabbing a hold of it so you can't pull it back out. So that's probably going to leak proof it fairly well. Now I'm hoping that the other side works exactly the same way. And when I say the other side, I mean the one I just installed up here on the water thing. I don't want to run it around or through these pipes up here in case I have to change something or remove something. Okay. I pushed it fairly hard. Not as hard as I could have, but just to make sure. And I yanked on it too after I was done, and that's it. It's installed. I will definitely be mounting this. I'll screw it to the bottom here once I get to that point. If you're wondering what that plug is for, this is for the dishwasher. It's running through this hole here. Dishwasher's over there. So officially, the only tool I've used so far is a pair of scissors. Alright, next thing I'm going to need to do is install. Should have done this first actually. This big old heavy monstrosity here. It does have these hanger sections right here. And I am going to attempt to do that with this. This is a very sealed product here. Not anymore. Okay, here we go. This is going to have things hanging here. And where did I put them? So I need to mount this so that this can go in here. And yeah, well, you can kind of see it. It needs to be at least yay high off the floor. So first thing is first, I'm going to go get a tool that's going to make that job quick and easy. Alright, so I was just reading over all the instructions. It did come with a couple of fat little screws that I don't see that they go anywhere else, so I'm guessing they're just going to be for mounting this down here. And I'm just going to double check it because, oh here, let me turn this around. I'm going to double check it. See, it's a fat little screw. Looks like, yeah, it's a perfect little fit. I don't know if you see it, but perfect fit. So now I just got to put it, good guesstimate idea of where I want it. There was a pen in my pocket. Now where did my pen go? I grabbed a dry erase marker. So like I said, this is probably going to be the most difficult thing to do here, and that's really not that difficult. It's just marking everything so that I put them in the right spots. So how I'm going to do that is, instead of using this, I'm just going to hold it up there and use this. Man, I have a lot of pipe tip. Back to work. I do use one of these. This is the filter that screws into the bottom of the system, and I'm going to use it to just judge about how high I need this thing from the floor here. So I'm going to try to get you a good view of this. This right here, this line is for the sprayer. So what I'm going to do is pull it up out of the way. Just like so. I'll leave it in the sink. And that's just one less thing I got to avoid. I can grab this attachment for the red line that I installed and just move it out of my way. Then I can just put that to about right there. Move all the stuff out of my way, including you. You gotta get out of my way. Why are you in my way? All right. No, I don't want to answer suspected spam calls. Decline. How many times do I got to decline it? I got the distance marked. I got the height marked for both the holes. So that's really all that needs to be done here. And now I shall screw things. A little fat screw. Second tool I'm going to use for this job is this. Hopefully. Hopefully this cheap little cabinet wall is going to hold this heavy thing up. I do have a piece of OSB up there. I could probably hang it from the OSB. I don't know if you can see it. Up here is OSB. And I think it's what's supporting the weight of the sink on this cheap cabinet. Let's try it without it. Because that was pretty easy. See if I can hang it here. That was simple. Okay. So this is the way it sits. This is a 5-gallon tank. 5-gallon tank has got to go in here somewhere and be somewhat out of the way. So I'm going to probably put it back in this corner back here, hopefully, maybe. But before I would do that, I got to see what attaches to the top. Sorry about my air conditioner. It just kicked on. It's very loud. This right here connects to the top. I'm not seeing any rubber grommet inside of here. It came with its own tools. These are going to be for screwing on the filters so you can put them tight without breaking them. This is my next line, I believe, blue. I am wrong, my next line is yellow. Yellow. I take this with the blue thing and I attach it here. And I really just don't think I'm going to need anything more. I mean, should I put pipe tape on this? I don't want to. I should, but I'm not going to. So that's already got the double-sided screw. Hold down, push up. Okay. That was a little unexpected. Kind of like an air compressor. You pull it down and then you pull up. And yeah, it's locked in there. I was not expecting the air discharge, but I got it anyway. Okay, so the blue line is going to come out of this side and go up to the faucet, which I still have to install. I've not done that yet. This little clip, I think, is supposed to be on here somewhere. Yeah, just to keep it. I don't know. It's to keep it from coming back out of there on its own. I have a flow valve down here. I will look and see, because it's kind of concerning. I want to get It's pretty easy to hang. It's just, yeah, I can do it one-handed. I'm going to go ahead and connect it to the tank right here. And yeah, it's just pushing in there and I'm good to go. Open, close. So leave it closed for now. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. White, very short and small. It's going to determine how far away this can be, because the white has to connect to the other side of this and go into the bottom of the filter, which just says to me that zip ties holding them together. And as you can see, this is like the shortest of every one of these lines. I'm going to put it in here first. This is where it's going. Pushing down pretty hard, making sure it's locking in. And it did, it locks in. These little clips I can put on there to keep it locked in, so the water pressure doesn't actually push it back out. And it gave them to me, so I might as well use them, right? I'm trying to figure out exactly where the clip would go on this one. So that's the thing that would come out. I just don't see that fitting. I see it fitting right there, actually. There we go. Sometimes getting a different point of view helps. Clips are on. But before I can do that, I have to connect one of these. This thing's already got pipe tape all over it, so that's a benefit. Hope you're seeing this. Well, maybe not, because I'm threading it wrong. Come on, go in there. It's always getting the first couple of threads right, isn't it? There we go. There it is. I tightened it up by hand. I didn't see a need to use a tool. I'm making sure my lines aren't tangled and wrapped around each other. And that's connected. Alright, so I got the main water line connected to this. I have this connected to the filter, and I have the system connected to the tank. I have one hose left. It's for the drain. I'm gonna have to figure out how to hook up this drain. It's not gonna be fun. I also probably need to put one of these clips on this little thing down here to make sure it doesn't release pressure. Come on. There we go. Little clip attached. I'm going to go ahead and hang this back up and get it out of my way. Just for now. Just like so. Oh, yeah. Might help if I move the camera in the right way. But that was pretty easy. This little thing is going to have to be screwed down somewhere, but I'm going to do that last so I make sure it's out of my way. Alright, the dreaded part right here. I'm going to see if I can find instructions, because I don't know if you can see this or not, but this is... I'll open it. This connects to the drain somehow. I'm guessing I unscrew it somehow, and I attach this somehow. It's like smooth on the inside, so I don't understand how that works. I'm going to look it up real quick. I'm going to look it up in here. Alright, I have a drill. The drill needs the battery from the impact. Now I need a... Yeah, there's already a bit on there, but I don't know what size that is. That's telling me I need a 1/4 inch. I'm just going to basically see which one of my drill bits fits there better. 1/4 inch might actually do it. It does say it's a 1/4 inch. Yeah, that is a 1/4 inch. Okay. If I ever uninstall this system, I'm going to have a hole in my drain. That's not going to be fun. I'm thinking about right there is about where it... Oh, you can't see that. Yeah, about right there. I've moved you into the cabinet. And I'm trying to focus. Alright, right here is where I'm going to try to put it. I really need to make a mark for it, probably, maybe. For where exactly I'm going to put this hole. But that's not going to fit in there, so I'm just going to mark it with my fingers. I'm going to put it right in about the middle there. And I'm going to draw a hole in my drain right there. Now, it is a drain, so it's not a high pressure system, typically. Unless you have kids like mine. But it is below the drain for the... This is the drain for the dishwasher. So, with this being below it, it should be okay. Should be, right? So essentially I'm going to install this, 2 pieces of this, using a nut and a bolt that's right here. 2 of them actually. And I'm going to hope that when my dishwasher kicks on, it doesn't blow this thing back off of here. That's what I'm going to hope. So I got the drill. I'm just going to put it right here, because why not? Alright, we have a hole in the drain. Very simple to do, especially in PVC. Now, if you were doing this in a metal pipe, copper pipe or galvanized, it would be a bit of a challenge for you, I think. But most modern pipes are all PVC, plastic, so it shouldn't be a problem for most people. I can see the hole. It's a little off center, but it's not moving anymore. And I just remembered that I forgot something. There was a little pad it wanted me to put in there. I probably need this. It has a hole in it, which means I probably have to take this whole thing back off. Oh well. It's fine. Because now I know it can go on there really easily. Beautiful thing. If I had paid attention to it at the beginning, it has grooves here for the nuts on either side, if you can see that, and it holds it on there, so I don't need anything to hold it, which is why I couldn't get a grip on it with my vice grips or channel locks or anything else. But what I did forget was this right here. You see this little pad has a hole right there, and it needs to go. I think it actually has a sticky thing on the side. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, it does. It's sticky too. See, it's sticky. And it needs to go right here. And that's going to keep a watertight seal around it, so, you know, if it's draining. You know, right? You know. Of course you know. You know more than I do, more than likely. Now, we're going to line that back up. Well, actually, before we bother with all that, we're going to start screwing it in. Now, you really don't need power tools for any job that I've done here today, except for maybe the drill, unless you have an auger, hand auger, I should say. You really don't. They do make the job way easier. For example, this right here, I wouldn't recommend using an impact to attach this unless you really are confident and you know what you're doing, because it could I mean, this is a plastic piece. This whole piece is plastic. You could break it pretty easily with an impact. That being said, I'm going to line it up, and then I'm going to use my impact. Solid, very solid. Double checking my hole. Oh yeah, I even got it more centered than the last time. Alright, where did those instructions go? In the little piece I just installed, sorry about the air, I'm just got to push this in. And that's that. You pull on it, it's not going to come out. There's a thing here, you push in on it and pull it out, and then it will release if you need to do so. It does recommend these little plastic clips, and that's to keep the little piece from pushing in on its own. And just being where this is located, I'm dropping clips here. There we go. So basically this little clip right here, this little clip right here that I just put on, where's my finger? It's going to keep this from pushing in, because if you push this in, then you can pull out on the hose at the same time and it'll release. But with the clip there, you can't push it in and release it. And being that this is under my sink, where people tend to throw things, it's probably a good idea to have that clip on there. Now, I have put that clip on everything so far. There is another one of those clips right here. Now, let me see. We'll get you closer. Clip right here. Now, this is the drain. It's kind of a flimsy thing in there. I wouldn't say flimsy, it's just attached the way it's attached. It's just another line down on the other side. Kind of hard to see. Now, all of these filters on here are replaceable. It did come with extras. I have extras. So, every filter on here is replaceable. It has extras. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I just installed this. Now, next things next is this right here. This is just a plug in here. I'm going to see if I can one-hand this while I hold the phone, just to give you a better view. Actually, no, I'm not. That's just too much work. Let's zoom you in. There we go. Now, there's one of those little clips right here, as you can see. And I'm trying to get out of there. There we go. And then it has a plug right here. Hopefully you're still seeing this. I pushed in, I pulled out. And that's that. Now I know what you're wondering. you just put the black line in there. That's pretty much all it looks like I need to do now. There are a couple more valves and a couple more pieces, but that's going to be for the faucet up top. So all I'm going to do is, I'm going to have to grip this. Just push that in, give it a tug, make sure it's not coming loose. Take the clip I pulled off of there, put it back on, make sure it can't be pushed in and pulled out. Make sure I got clips on all these connections, and I do. Everywhere I'm looking, I see the clips. They're installed the same way I'm installing them. That gives me a vote of confidence right there. Alright. I believe the only thing there, or the next thing to do, is going to be to connect the faucet. So I will get that all opened up and set up and be back with you in a minute. So there's the faucet there, the little hole, this little piece right here. It's probably going to go like so. And then I'm going to find a tripod and show you my whole kitchen. Probably edit out my nasty kitchen. Maybe you can see what I'm doing. Let's hope. That is basically how it's going to be. I'm going to have a secondary faucet for cooking and water and, yeah, just drinking water. That's basically what it's for. Reverse osmosis system. Here's some of the extra filters that came. And all of these things I have to figure out what to do with very soon. But for now, let's hook up a faucet. Alright, next thing to do is to hook up the blue line. The blue line goes from the filter to the faucet. So, first thing we do is get this stupid zip tie out of the way. And then just roll it around, and roll it around until it's off. Or cut it. This is safer. You don't want to nick these lines. That would be very bad. And potentially costly, because you'd have to go buy another one. It did not come with extra lines. Make sure you can see what I'm doing here. Right there, I have another small clip. Small clip. This I have to put on. Try not to tangle all of my lines. I'm going to put this up over all of these. This one's going to be in the back. Make sure it's tight. Put it back on. And that was pretty much that. Alright, just in case you've never seen the bottom of a washer, I'm going to see if I can, yeah, maybe get you a view. Maybe. Washer. This is the bottom of the sink, not a washer. I'm holding a big giant rubber washer that I have to attach by hand up here. Now, I have no clue if you can see, but currently I can't hardly see, so kind of doubt you can. And I will come back over this with a wrench and put it tight, beyond finger tight, so that it doesn't come loose later after some use. But for now, ow, that's there. It has this straight one that I could put on there, or this twisty one that I could put on there, or elbow I should say. I don't think I need this one. I'm going to use this one because I don't see the purpose in the other one at all. This has a rubber washer in there. I'm not going to attempt to use pipe tape because I just don't like pipe tape. I really don't. It just gets in my way mostly. It doesn't go on there correctly either. So I'm just going to hand tape this as much as I can. which isn't much being that it's spinning on top. So yeah, I will connect it all up really quickly and get some assistance here in a little bit to tighten it all down, because I'm going to need somebody to hold some things here or there to make sure things get tightened properly. Okay, that's installed. All I'm missing is a clip. And I do want the clip on there just because it's safer that way. Clip is installed. Alright, everything is essentially hooked up. It still hasn't been tightened down just yet. The next couple of things that have to happen are those have to be installed. Please ensure that the O-rings are in place as shown below before installation or during maintenance. Failure to do so will cause water leaks. Yeah, they are installed. So there's certain places I think these have to go. Where did my book go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, this one's going to be in the middle one. The yellow one's going to be to the right, and the blue one's going to be far left. So it did come with these nifty little tools here that you can use to attach it. Now, if anybody's wondering, or in case you don't have any knowledge about reverse osmosis systems other than, you know, the fact that they're water filters, just keep in mind that neither do I, if that helps. I'm going to review this light at some point because I like it. Hope you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to stand it up like so. I'm going to hold it like so. I hope you can see it. And then I'm going to make sure the lines are out of the way. And then I'm going to set it on top of there. I'm letting the weight rest on the green filter currently as I screw it in tighter. Kind of hard to get a grip on this thing. Keep it from spinning while I'm turning. Let's see, it wants to go that way. So. There we go. Final spin. And let's see here. Aha! There's an out right here. And I'm glad I didn't use this earlier because this is where this goes to. This right here. Already has pipe tape on it, so I just got to feed it in here, thread it, twist it, thread it, screw it in, however you want to say it. That should be good. Here's one of these plugs here, and that's the final component. Glad I seen that. And what you can do with this right here is there's actually a gauge that you can get there. It's probably a pressure gauge. Yep, that's what it is. Pressure gauge that you can install. Didn't come with it, but if you want it, you can get it. You can install it. And you can put a three-way right here and put the pressure gauge off the other side. That's that. Everything is put together, installed. The water's ready to go back on. The only thing that's not done is I got to tighten up the faucet and let it fill. So I'm going to leave you right here after I hang this back up, and I'll get back to you when I have it operational and show you it working. Yeah, I suppose there's one more thing to do. I'm going to have to tighten that down and put this tank back in here. So let's do it the easy way. Work smart, not hard, I was always told. Well, that's that. Everything is connected. The whole system is hooked up. Alright, if you're still watching this, thank you for sticking around. This is your standard Kroger water bottle. If you are in the United States, you know these are your standard 16.9 ounce water bottles. They are pretty much everywhere. Everybody buys them, as far as I know, for water, cooking, for drinking, mostly for drinking. Some people use them for cooking. I know I did. Don't trust my sink water. These are made with reverse osmosis technologies. It says right here, processed by advanced filtration, ozone, and reverse osmosis technologies. This particular filter that I installed has a lot of upgrades for it. You can install the ozone filter, you can install an alkaline filter, you can install all kinds of things. You can upgrade this to your heart's content. You can continue to upgrade this thing throughout its life. So, this particular system, estimated average lifespan of the filters is going to be about 6 months. And that's just this particular filter system, and that says on the safe side for this particular system. A general rule of thumb says you should be replacing about every 12 months on most generally speaking, on most household uses, and my household probably uses it a little more than most, so I'm going to check it around the 6-month mark. The filter system did come with extra filters. All 5 of them, I have replacements, came with them. They're in the box with it. That's a very good thing to have. There is a bit of a startup process with this system, so like I said, it's been several days since I've done it. 8 to 12 hours is how long it takes to start up. They recommend you running four full tanks of water through the system before you start using it. It takes 2 to 3 hours to fill it up, depending on your home's water pressure. Now you have to have at least 40 psi water pressure, not over 80 psi water pressure to use this system. Also, do not hook it to your hot water. Couple of issues I had. One, when I unscrewed the thing onto the tank, I didn't tighten it down enough. The instructions do call for putting pipe tape on there. I didn't do it. There is a rubber grommet or rubber washer inside of the thing. Should keep it from leaking, and is keeping it from leaking now that I tightened it up. I did end up using a pair of channel locks to tighten that all the way down, and not breaking it, because they are plastic, so you got to be careful with that. As well as the faucet. When I hooked the piece to the faucet, I forgot to tighten that back up before I turned the water back on, so that was my primary source of a leak. That wasn't good at all. So yeah, I fixed that, and no leaks, no problems ever since. It's working really good. I highly recommend it. It tastes better than this. These water bottles, they are, it says it's made from reverse osmosis. It just comes from, their faucet, wherever the factory is putting these together. It's just coming out of their faucet. They're running it through their filters, and then they're putting it in this bottle. This bottle, which is BPA free, says it right here, BPA free, non-BPA, whatever. This bottle was made with chemicals. Plastic is made with weird chemicals. It's a weird process. If you've ever seen plastic made, it's just, yeah. These bottles are then put into the back of a truck in a warehouse that's probably not climate controlled. The truck, I guarantee you, isn't climate controlled and gets over 200 degrees in the back of these trucks. You're essentially heating this water up to high extreme temperatures in this plastic, which is going to seep whatever chemicals from the plastic into the water. It's proven. It happens. It happens. Look it up. That being said, it's probably going to be cleaner coming out of my pipes than it is going to be from this plastic. Now, in the future, I intend to get one of these if I can afford it. One of the test kits for home water test kits. You can test your sink water. I'm going to test the sink water. I'm going to test the water through my filter. I'm going to test the water in one of these bottles and see which one's cleaner. I've talked many times about water contamination. There's several videos on the channel about it. Pretty much every water source in the country is contaminated. Every single one of them. Even if you have a private well, it's more than likely contaminated. Test your water. Just test it. If you don't believe me, test it. Alright, if you want to support the channel, please check out the links in the description, and remember, the best way you can support the channel is just by letting the ads run through to their end. At least one or two of these ads, 15-20 second ads, whatever they are. I don't know, I don't control the ads, they just happen. That's the way YouTube works. So yeah, I would really appreciate your help on that, because the channel kind of costs some money. It really does. Alright, this has been James with Grim Survival, and I will figure out where the button is so I can turn this off, and I will see you next time.